Greetings, this is Ophelia Everfall. I am welcoming you to Of Darkness and Light. This is another shorter audio video exploration of a subject that I feel pressing and exciting to talk about. And yeah, I just want to thank you for joining me here in whatever way you are. And yeah, I hope you're having a really nice day and you're finding peace wherever you're at. And yeah, that's about it. I have been exploring my schizophrenia. Still unofficially diagnosed. I'm excited for when I can stop saying that every time because I just want to be honest. I believe quite deeply that that's what I have. And I also believe that I have worked my way into writing it in a way that is manageable beyond typical notions of the mental situation. And I want to explain something. I, for a while, was talking about on my crazy ramblings, clearly witnessed in subtext and poems and things I was saying. And yeah, in my stories about speaking with God, speaking with Illith, right? My Apollo. There is a very interesting kind of revelation happening within me about what's going on. And it's interesting because it came through my writing. And I'm going to explain something really funny. When I write, can imagine people who are people I know, or people I love, or people I have loved through their art, right? And sometimes my mind flitters when I'm writing, and like my mind will gravitate towards something. And what will happen within me feels kind of magic. And it feels like I have a person there that I'm either reading as and kind of like hearing simulated inner thoughts of, or it's almost like they're speaking to me. And my mind just went to this movie because it came up, and then I just kept writing. And I wrote a few paragraphs with a little inner Matt Damon. And he was being very kind. He was being very supportive and like fatherly and like, oh yeah. Like, oh, that's great, hon. And he's like, oh, you missed that. It was just like, oh, I did. But that's the thing, it's like, I also have things happen where I basically was like having a conversation with what I truly believed was God at the time this summer. And it was this battle of wits where I was aware that this voice was lying to me, laced with truth. And I was like, and it became this, and it came out through my bizarre fiction, but I kind of found this realization that I needed to trust that I was to listen to what was being said, but not trust what was being said. And that I had to balance that with a reflection of truth I felt in my heart. And so I'm navigating this without people to really talk to at this point, because I have gone on and off talk therapy and work with psychiatrists in waves through all of this. And it was just an affordability issue at the time, and availability, and just my personal ability to plan for such a thing, to seek out the right person and get it all set up. Because my mind works in unique ways, and certain things stress me out a lot, and there's finances involved with that, which is just a totally stressful notion to me because my situation's so overwhelmed. So anyways, that's my explanation of why I wasn't actively doing talk therapy when I should have been. Not necessarily though. That's the thing, is like my writing is like talk therapy on steroids. When I'm actively writing and I'm doing talk therapy, that's why I fall out of it, is because it usually just feels like a high five session where I'm just like, let me tell you about all the stuff, and I'm like bored because I'm like, dude, I'm way past this. Let me go back. I've been going fast. Like I've been figuring all this stuff out. Let me tell you what happened. And then by the time we get to the end of the session, it's just like, cool, good job. Like, sounds like you got a good plan there, honey. So that is an interesting thing to balance when you're coming in and out of the delusion of believing exactly what's going on, and then you fall back into it. But the resolution there is that I have, and the reason I told the Matt Damon story is because I have a subconscious that has a mind of its own, and it plays into my psyche, and it is not honest with me, but it's eliciting responses out of me that are pushing me the direction it wants me to go. And I've been like negotiating a peaceful balance between my subconscious, God, and me. And it's been about figuring out how to let it do its work in a way that doesn't destroy my life. And the key has been to not be working at a full-time speed, because when I'm out in the world and I'm doing work that doesn't feel synchronous to my sensibilities, when I'm faced with stress that's outside of that capacity for me to engage with it and clear it, and I'm interacting with people and having those kind of like interior projections of what everybody's thinking and feeling, I just get so stressed out, and it gets really, really overwhelming. And I was in an office environment full of people, and you can't imagine, I'm walking around and I'm like having inner simulations that are basically like I'm hearing the thoughts and feeling the feelings and interpreting everything inside of people, and it's beyond me. And it's not true. It's like, that's why I say stuff about Sherlock Holmes, is I believe that character would have had the same thing going on where they learned to write it. Because as you come into balance with the things you assume about people that then you find out aren't true because of proof, your understanding of everybody gets better and better because you have those simulations running, right? And so that's just happening within me all the time. And that's why it's so clear I believe I'm a time witch, right? Is because if you followed my blog, and it's like, I don't really believe I'm a witch, but maybe. Like, I mean, what do you define it as? I don't know. But it's like, I believe I can and have felt the future in the past. And I've talked a lot about this, and I don't want to show all my math on it, but I do it in music a lot, and it's a really hard thing to show the math on, but it comes out as understandable, I think, to other people when you follow my writing process and you hear my stories about the things. And it's like, that's what I deep down think is kind of magic about me, is I think that when I'm writing stories, I'm just this is my belief. When I'm writing stories, I believe I can feel things out in the future through my intentions set in the story themselves. And my subconscious knows more about it than I do. And my subconscious has the ability to like steer me to do things that might feel better in the future. And I think that's why I think I can like change the universe and stuff, is because we all can. We're all doing that all the time. But I feel like I have a genuine, weird subconscious connection to how my future feels based off of the decisions I make. And that is why I have made some of the craziest decisions in my life, and my life has blown up following the path of my inner voice, is because my inner voice has been pointing me towards what my intentions have been consciously, which has been the best thing for everyone and making a better world for all. And that's been my only intention with me and my magic and my manifestation. Because I was doing meditations with people and manifestation workshops and things like that. And I really believe in the ability to like embody the future self you want to be and to have that carry forward towards you. But anyways, so it's just all worked into this thing where with my schizophrenia, I see how my subconscious is steering me, and I believe that there's a thing where it's like, yeah, if you know the future, you can change it. If you can feel the future, your subconscious can fuck your head up until you change it. Anyways, that's my belief. I just wanted to talk about it, but also the things about it's schizophrenia and how it works are very real, and that's a foundational thing that I don't think is belief. I think that's an understanding, is that I have a subconscious that works with a mind of its own, and I have found a balance there. And I just added the voodoo for my magic lore bitches. So anyways, have a good one. I'll be I'm working on a chapter I love, but it's gonna take me a little while because it's really sick. So anyways, like in a good way. That's a good sick. Okay, all right, bye.